Welcome to all the participants in the virtual CP meeting of the professional opportunity for the chartered accountants in MSMEs. Right now, we are glad to welcome our chairman, CA Dheeraj Kumar Khandelwal, and our vice chairman, CA Dr. Raj Chawla. And I am handing over the session to CA Dr. Raj Chawla for his address.
Thank you, Sambiji. Good evening, members. Dear professional colleague, at the outset, I am happy to be part of virtual CP meeting of MSME, professional opportunity for chartered accountants organized by the Committee on MSME and Startup of ICI. We are thankful to all the participants and our resource person, CA GB Modi ji, for joining in this virtual CP meeting. Micro, small and medium enterprises play a significant role in the global economy and particularly in our country, where MSME constitute nearly 94% of the industrial enterprises in the economy. In recent years, the MSME sector has constantly registered higher growth rate compared to the overall industrial sector. MSME and observation is the pillar of economic growth, other highly termed as the engine of growth for India. MSME has played a prominent role in the development of the country in terms of creating empowered employment opportunities. India is witnessing a phenomenal growth and expansion in the corporate sector. The growth demand for specialists in almost every sphere of the corporate function has led to emergence of the professional who can perform specialized skill with near perfection in their respective field. The rapid corporatization has brought about a sea change in the role and profile of a chartered accountant. They are now being seen as solution provider. Besides embarking upon traditional area of practice, chartered accountants are required to advise and guide on various aspects of business of MSME. The longest journey starts with a single step, meaning thereby that a small business unit cannot be a large in its own sense, but lots of them are combined to them to make a big picture for economy. Same in case of MSME. I am happy to inform you that today's session will highlight on the professional opportunity for chartered accountant in MSME. We hope your enhancement of knowledge in the MSME sphere helps you in your future endeavor. Thanks and best of luck for your future professional and personal endeavor. Thank you, Mishra ji.
Thank you.
Right now, I invite our chairman, CA Dheeraj Kumar Khandelwal, for his address.
Good evening, friends. I think this is the continuation of our effort to have more and more MSME related program. And in the MSME, it's we wanted to have a more awareness that we have the more opportunities for this professional chartered accountant. Not only in the traditional area, the different areas. And this committee has been formed in the last year. And I'm happy to say that we organized, I think, around 90s odd program on the small subject on the professional opportunities in the MSME. And we cover up entirely all areas, whether it's from the planning, strategy, export, documentation, various subsidies, subsidy of the state government, central government, e-commerce, documentation, custom duty, and export duty drawback, all kind of area of the work which is there in the MSME. We started the certificate course also because we know that in the MSME, the company, the industries which are lacking is the working capital. And if we chartered accountant provide them a working capital solutions, then our industry can do it. The issue is not only just a compliance audit work. We wanted to all the chartered accountants to come on the forefront and to take the planning strategy and execution part. Provide the value-added services. In that value-added services, where it's a CXO services, whether the CFO services, whether it's a consultancy or management consultancy related services, whether it's a social media management services, whether the digital lead generation related services, or any kind of services, or whether it's a project finance subsidy, all kind of services which going to be covered in this entire in MSME. And in the MSME, I believe that the company which is very small companies like micro, medium enterprises, even small enterprises, they has to grow. Then only our India's economy can grow it. And if they grow, definitely our India going to prosper and our country going to prosper, and our services also will get recognized and will also be paid. We had, with the help of the GP Modi ji in the last year, did a lot of program in the MSME and also we emphasize on the how the professional accountant can render service to the MSME by way of protecting the payment of the MSME. Hardly in India is about 70,000 MSME is registered. And if you talk about unregistered MSME, it's a quite huge numbers. In, I think in UP itself is a 10 crore units. So same way, if you just consider, I think Modi ji might be give the good numbers properly in the UP, Maharashtra, everywhere. But if we talk about as a whole, it's a 60 or 70,000 odd numbers have been registered. Means there's another opportunities to guide them to register the MSME Act. So that's, people can get the benefit. And what is the benefit? Everyone knows that. The benefits are very much there. Payment protection related, priority lending related, a lot of other benefits are there. So we need to enroll them. Now, in the last year itself, in 2021, we have seen in the July 21, we have seen that now the traders also been registered into the MSME. We need to guide them also. They can also take the benefit. And payment protection, that's also is a MSME Samadhan is also another area. Providing a funding with the conventional area is also another big point area where how we can get finance to the MSME without having the collateral, without having any support of any of the things. So these are the areas are there, and we have to nurture, and we have our all-rounder speaker GB Modi ji, who started in this area very starting, and then he promoted it. We need to have more such a kind of lectures, program seminars, more and more faculty need to be developed into this area, and across all chartered accounting, those are in the practice, also work in this area. And we have largely our presence in the small areas where the chartered accountant are remotely be there, how they can provide their services to the MSME and MSME can do. So this is all about, and I believe we all should work on in this area, and opportunities are huge, and there will going to be a good benefit to the nation as well as us. So with this, I'm putting you all we have certificate course. You can also join the certificate course. We have completed 12th batches of the MSME. 13 and 14 is on the road. This is going on. So you can enroll for this certificate course for the more basic other knowledge. It's been successful, and I hope this today meeting lecture will be fruitful, because the speaker is a architecture of entire MSME committee, as well as the program, various topics and seminars, he had designed for the benefit of the members, and of course he's very close to me also. So with this, I'm to see you happy learning, and I'm ready to take your comment, whatever the your suggestion comments are there for the betterment of the future. We'll surely. So with this, I invite GB Modi ji to be a part of the delivery session. Thank you very much.
We are handing over the session to CAGB Modi.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chairman, sir, Dheeraj ji, for your kind word for me. First of all, I beg pardon that just 2 days before I came from Kedarnath, Badrinath, so my throat and I am having some cold create some problem during my this presentation. So bear with me. With this, I am starting to my sessions today. The topic today allotted to me by the Committee on MSME and Startup of ICAI is about the professional opportunities for chartered accountants in MSME sector. So today we are going to discuss about what is MSME and what are the opportunities available to us as a practicing CA all over India in MSME sector. In my opinion, this is a niche area or a sunrise area of practice, a non-traditional area of practice. So far we are practicing. We are doing routine practice. Normally it is said that in metro cities so many opportunities are available, but as far as the official part of India is concerned, or tier 3, tier 4 cities are concerned, the chartered accountants who are practicing in this area, they says that we do not have professional opportunities. But I think after listening to me, all of you will agree me that yes, there is great opportunities available to we practicing CAs all over India. Whatever part of India we are staying, whatever part of state of India we are staying, we have great opportunities as far as this MSME sector is concerned. So I am going to discuss with you the what is MSME, what opportunities are available, what type of opportunities are created by central and state government, and how to find out, how to grab the opportunities from the various schemes declared by central and state government. You know, nowadays, right from 2014 onward, the present BJP government is come out with is day-to-day basis coming out with various new initiatives, various new schemes, various new types of projects under Make in India and Made in India known as a mission. So after we day-to-day life we are reading in newspapers, we are also reading or we are also listening on electronic media. But if we analyze those proclamations, those schemes, those programs of the state and central government, I think if we can analyze, then we can find out great professional opportunities available to we practicing chartered accountants in this MSME sector. With this background, I just want to have your focus on the proclamation made by our Honorable Pradhan Sevak of the country immediately after occupying the PM seat in the central government in 2014.
लाल किले की प्राचीर से विश्व भर में लोगों से कहना चाहता हूं, तुम मेक इन इंडिया, आइए हिंदुस्तान में निर्माण कीजिए, दुनिया के किसी भी देश में जाकर के बेचिए, लेकिन निर्माण यहां कीजिए, मैन्युफैक्चर यहां कीजिए। हमारे पास स्किल है, टैलेंट है, डिसिप्लिन है, कुछ कर गुजरने का इरादा है। हम विश्व को एक सानुकूल अवसर देना चाहते हैं। चाहिए तुम मेक इन इंडिया, और हम विश्व को कहें इलेक्ट्रिकल से लेकर के इलेक्ट्रॉनिक तक, तुम मेक इन इंडिया, केमिकल्स के लेकर के फार्मास्यूटिकल तक, तुम मेक इन इंडिया, ऑटोमोबाइल से लेकर के एग्रो वैल्यू एडिशन तक, तुम मेक इन इंडिया, पेपर हो या प्लास्टिक, कम मेक इन इंडिया, some satellite हो या submarine, come make in India.
See, we have listened to our Prime Minister, who is proclaiming, who is calling the entrepreneurs world over to come and establish their manufacturing enterprises in India, make in India. What it means? It means that the entrepreneurs world over will come. They have been given the welcome treatment by the Pradhan Sevak of our country to have their manufacturing units to be established in the territory of India. So what will happen? The capex will happen in the state, in various states of India. The capital expenditure, the fixed assets creation, the manufacturing hub will be created. So the initiative taken by central government from Red Fort, calling the entrepreneurs world over to come and make in India, itself has created a vast opportunities for we practicing chartered accountant in the country. Any enterprises which take the advantage of Make in India mission of the government of India and establishing their unit in say West Bengal or Haryana or Karnataka or Uttar Pradesh or Himachal Pradesh or Uttarakhand or Kerala, whatever may be the state, the manufacturing enterprise will be created in the territory of India. Now just imagine yourself, whenever a unit will come in any place of India, number of opportunities will be created for practicing chartered accountant. Because the ecosystem, right from purchasing land to commissioning of the project, itself involves a number of steps. And if we practicing chartered accountant become part of any one step of the ecosystem of establishing the manufacturing enterprises in India, will itself create a great professional opportunities for we practicing chartered accountant in India in the MSME sector. Not only the central government, right from Red Fort, that Make in India mission, the state government, the successive state government, as far as Gujarat is concerned, right from 2003 onward, every alternate third year, the Gujarat government is organizing Vibrant Gujarat Summit. The central government is giving welcome treatment to the world over enterprises to come and establish their manufacturing unit in India. Now, every state government of the country is giving red carpet treatment to attract the investment in their respective state, and Gujarat, Vibrant Gujarat Summit is one of those events. It means that the Gujarat government is calling entrepreneurs not only within India but outside India to come and establish their manufacturing units in the Gujarat state. It means the practicing chartered accountant from Gujarat will get the opportunity because the initiative taken by Gujarat government itself will help them to increase the non-traditional area of practice. Invest Madhya Pradesh. It is not only Gujarat, not only Maharashtra, not only Uttarakhand, each and every, recently Punjab government, so Uttar Pradesh, this Madhya Pradesh, it has held one investment summit on 19th and 20th October 2019 at Brilliant Convention Center at Indore. UP, Uttar Pradesh, second groundbreaking ceremony, 28th July 2019, felicitating our investor partners. The biggest achievement of Uttar Pradesh government is ODOP, one district, one product, a new concept introduced by the government of Uttar Pradesh, which is known nowadays as Uttam Pradesh. So, not only the central government, each state government, whether it is Gujarat, whether it is Madhya Pradesh, whether it is Uttar Pradesh, so all state governments are giving red carpet treatment to MSME units to come and establish their units. What is the advantage of these investor summits? Suppose a practicing chartered accountant from Uttar Pradesh and he remain present in this type of groundbreaking or investor summit. He will come to know the initiatives, the programs, the projects, the policies declared by Uttar Pradesh government and the MOU signed by Uttar Pradesh government with various entrepreneurs. Suppose a 10,000 crore project is signed by Birla Group with the Uttar Pradesh government under this second, this investor summit in group in UP. Agar 10 crore ka project, if a 10 crore project will come in Gujarat, in Uttar Pradesh, how much ancillary projects will come within the state of Uttar Pradesh? How many people will get the employment opportunities? How many other ecosystem will be initiated for supporting the investment of 10,000 crore? That way, we have to analyze our own role, how we as a practicing CAs from Uttar Pradesh can contribute or grab the opportunities of 10,000 crore investment going to be made by Birla Group within the state of Uttar Pradesh, where they are purchasing the land. So number of ancillary units will come automatically when a mega or ultra mega or a giant or a prestigious project comes under these investor summits organized by respective state governments. So this way we can develop our individual practice in this non-traditional area of practice. State-wise ease of doing business rank 2019. Andhra Pradesh stood first in ease of doing business. We thought that we think that okay, Andhra Pradesh has got a first rank, but what is the advantage? The advantage to practicing chartered accountant from Andhra Pradesh is that since like you are filing income tax return, sitting in your own office, since you are filing GST return sitting in your own office, no need to go personally to any income tax department. Similarly, when the state government is equipped with digital movement as far as ease of doing business is concerned, any chartered accountant practicing in Andhra Pradesh, where he is from very small town of Andhra Pradesh, he can start facilitating the MSME unit within the Andhra Pradesh state because the Andhra Pradesh has ranked first in ease of doing business. All the applications, all the licenses, all the land allotment procedures is online as far as the government of Andhra Pradesh is concerned. Uttar Pradesh has ranked second and Telangana has ranked third. So this way, ease of doing business has created a greater professional opportunities for us because we do not have to move from our local offices. Say I got a client from say Chennai. It does not mean that I have to move from Mumbai to Chennai to help that client. I can even do the work right sitting in my office in Mumbai and getting the license, getting the land allotment, getting the permits, getting the pollution control clearance sitting in my office in Mumbai for my clients who is establishing a unit in Chennai. So this is the help of ease of doing business. That's why this MSME practice has created greater opportunities for we practicing CAs as far as this MSME area of practice is concerned. What is our bread and butter? So far, right from the constitution of our institute, we are dependent on Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs, which is providing us professional opportunities by way of tax audit, corporate audit, company audit, income tax audit, GST audit, or filing income tax return, GST returns, and all these things. This is a traditional area of practice. This, whatever we are doing, our entire 80 to 90% of our practice, whether it's a bank audit, whether it's a concurrent audit, whether it is an income tax return filing, or all 80 to 90%, we are dependent on two ministries of the central government, that is Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs. But once we enter into this non-traditional area of practice, there are around 52 ministries as far as the central government is concerned, and similarly other number of ministries in the state government, which also provide great professional opportunities to us, which is known as niche area, sunrise area of practice. So far we have ignored that. There is a knowledge gap, there is a vacuum in other area, in this non-traditional area of practice, which we have ignored so far. With the revision of MSME definition, in my opinion, the previous definition was having different criteria of micro, small, and medium enterprises. Now the classification has been changed since June 2020, that is manufacturing and service sector is also included in micro, small and medium enterprises. An investment up to 1 crore, up to 5 crore turnover is now treated as micro enterprises. Investment in plant and machinery and equipment up to 10 crore and turnover up to 50 crore, and medium enterprises investment in plant and machinery up to 50 crore. It is not 20 crore, it is amended. 50 crore or 250 crore is classified as medium enterprises. Just imagine, with the revision in definition, great opportunities has come to we practicing chartered accountant. Even a solvent extraction plant having 1000 metric ton per day capacity, having capex of 50 crore rupees, will now be classified as a medium scale enterprises. A spinning mill with a spindle of 25,000 spindle capacity will now be classified as a medium scale. It is a edible oil refinery of 100 ton or 200 ton per day capacity will now be classified as a medium scale enterprises. And these all micro, small and medium enterprises are establishing their manufacturing units in official part of India. It is unaffordable as far as the purchase of land is concerned in metro cities. You just imagine that if anybody wants to establish a manufacturing enterprises in tier 2 city like Surat or Nagpur or say Baroda or say Rajkot, how much will be the cost of land? So nowadays the small, micro and medium enterprises are establishing their manufacturing units in official part of India, in tier 3, tier 4 or even villages, to purchase the land at appropriate or very reasonable rate to establish their micro, small and medium plant. So this MSME sector will provide professional opportunities all over India, whether it is a metro or ultra metro or a corporate or a big corporation area like New Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Bangalore, Ahmedabad, Delhi, Noida, Jaipur, or in a smallest to smallest town of the country, smallest village having a population of 20,000 people, there also a micro enterprises are now established. Who is providing services to these micro enterprises? Right from purchase of land, preparing, verifying the purchase agreement. The vendors which are preparing the purchase agreement nowadays, they are just making copy paste. We being a practicing CA, we can understand the legalities of the land purchase agreement, the constitution under which the unit should be established. We can guide our clients based on his capacity to invest his own margin. What should be the constitution? Whether it should be a proprietorship, partnership or LLP. Normally what happens? If an entrepreneur comes to us and asks for us, sir, I want to establish a manufacturing enterprises. At present, what we do, okay, I can prepare your partnership deed. I can form your LLP or I can form your private limited company. We don't think beyond that. Yes, that we can help him to purchase his land. We can help him to how to convert the agricultural land into industrial NA land, how to prepare the project report, from where to get the bank finance at a very attractive rate of interest, how to save the processing fee by making a bargain with the financial institutions, what type of collateral securities are required, how to value the collateral securities, from where to get the title verification report, that is ROC, that search report from the advocate to be taken. So number of services are required when an entrepreneur establishes a manufacturing enterprises. So how we can fit into that ecosystem, what type of services we can provide to the upcoming entrepreneur, whether he is in micro, small and medium enterprises. So this way, the revised definitions itself has created greater professional opportunities for VCAs in this MSME sector. Only thing is that we have to think beyond what we are doing today in the traditional area of practice. I'm just putting in front of you the statistic which is officially declared by Ministry of MSME, which is as of 31st March 2016. There are 6 crore 35 lakh MSME unit registered in the country. How much? 6 crore 35 lakh. And with the revision in the MSME definition, nowadays service sector and traders are also included. So if you take 2022 figures unofficially, in my opinion, there may be around 20 crore MSME unit must be in existence in the country. Out of that, in rural part of India, normally the complaint from practicing CS from the official part of India or rural part of India or tier 3, tier 4 cities is that we have no professional opportunities as compared to the metro or ultra metro cities. But if you consider the number of MSME unit registered in rural India is about 3 crore 25 lakh. And just imagine yourself how much practicing chartered accountants are in the country. As on 1/4/2020, there are 3 crore 7 lakh 2,038 chartered accountants in the country. 3 crore, and it is by 2022. The latest statistic is yet to come. By 2022, 31st March, there may be 3 crore for 3 lakh 40,000 chartered accountants in the country. Out of that, how much is in full-time practice? 1 lakh 36,000. And not in practice, how much? 1 lakh 63,000. Only 45% members are in practice. And that too, if you consider the ACA, only 53 ACA chartered accountants, that is 26% of the newly qualified chartered accountants are in practice, whereas 72% of the newly chartered account practicing newly qualified chartered accountant, which is around 1 lakh 50,000, they are not in practice. Why these people are not coming into practice? Because they don't find professional opportunities as far as this traditional area of practice concerned. But they are ignored. They have never thought. They have never thought about the MSME practice in the country. Just imagine 6 crore, or by 2022, around 20 crore is MSME unit, which is served by only 1 lakh 36,000 chartered accountants in the country. We are concentrating our area of practice only in traditional practice, that is tax audit, income tax return filing, GST number, GST audit, and corporate audit and corporate consultancy. But we don't think beyond that, that yes, we as a practicing chartered accountant can help the MSME ecosystem right from concept to commissioning of the project. So the this statistic itself proves that there is big professional opportunities available in MSME sector, because compared to the MSME unit registered in the country, okay, as far as traditional practice is concerned, there is a very big gap as compared to the number of units as compared to the practicing chartered accountant available in the country. And day by day, since the new members or the young chartered accountants who are joining this, who are clearing their CA examination, they are opting not in practice or joining industries or big four as their career opportunities rather than coming to the practice. So itself is creating great opportunities for practicing CA in the country in traditional area of practice itself. But if any chartered accountant who is well versed or expert in MSME consultancy will be at advantage as far as a chartered accountant who is entirely dependent on traditional area of practice. Rightly told by our own president, our chairman of MSME committee, that once the Udyam registration certificate has been introduced by the Government of India, Ministry of MSME, hardly 70 to 80,000 or 2 lakh people have got the Udyam registration. My own firm, a practicing chartered accountant in the name of Modi and Agrawal, has got itself registered under Udyam registration. Our services which we are providing as per our own code of conduct, that is legal and accounting activities, accounting, bookkeeping and auditing activities, tax consultancy, is registerable sorry, under Udyam registration online as eligible professional services under the Ministry of MSME. So I urge all the participants who have joined today, get your own practicing firm, whether it is a proprietorship, whether it is a partnership firm, get yourself registered under Udyam registration. The advantage of getting our own firm are large than not getting the registered under Udyam registration of our own firm. When you are getting your own firm registered, it is totally without any cost. It is online registration. No need to pay single penny for getting Udyam registration. You just has to visit to the udyamregistration.gov.in, which is the official website of the Ministry of MSME, for getting Udyam registration. You will get this Udyam registration number immediately, and the certificate will come within 24 hours on your official email ID by email in digital format, digitally signed. What is the advantage of getting Udyam registration? Particularly to female young practicing chartered accountants or a young chartered accountant who has recently passed. PMEGP, Prime Minister Employment Guarantee Program. Number of schemes are declared by central government. The banks gives priority treatment if an enterprise is registered under Udyam registration as far as financing is concerned. So my young members who are recently qualified as a practicing chartered accountant, if they want to have a loan from bank to purchase their office premises, to purchase their hardware and software, to purchase their furniture, if they get themselves registered under Udyam registration, they will be given priority funding as per as the lending policies of the respective banks are concerned. Our institute has come out with another certificate course in public finance and government accounting. Another committee of the institute, our own chairman of our committee, Mr. Dheeraj Khandelwal, CA Dheeraj Khandelwal, has been instrumental in forming that committee also. And nowadays, in my opinion, when I am putting in front of you the opportunities available to we practicing CA in MSME, similarly, we never thought that the central government ministries, the central government departments, the state government ministries, and the state government departments are the biggest client of us. We never thought that these central and state governments department will be our client. Banks are supposed to do the statutory audit. Banks are supposed to do the concurrent audit. Banks are supposed to do the stock audit. But what about the central and state government departments, who is the biggest capital expenditure maker in the country, who is doing their accounting, who is there doing their auditing, who is doing their compliances as per as TDS return filing, GST return filing is concerned. We are just concentrating on the private enterprises as our clients. But the Committee on Public Finance and Government Accounting has created a greater opportunities to we practicing chartered accountant, as the Committee on MSME and Startup is doing. And if you want to file a tender to bid for the professional work of any state and central government departments, and if you have the Udyam registration, then you will be given the preferential treatment while allotting the audit of the central and state government departments. I think the institute must arrange number of webinars or have a dialogue with the central and state government departments, the role we practicing CS can play as far as the government accounting, government auditing, government internal audit, government concurrent audit is concerned. Why to, as Reliance can publish its balance sheet before 30th September, why not the Delhi Municipal Corporation can publish their books of accounts before 30th September? Why not Mumbai Municipal Corporation cannot publish their books of accounts or their annual statement before 30th September? Why only there is a compulsions on private entities, and for a smaller one-day delay, a heavy penalty is imposed on private enterprises? Similarly, State Road Transport Corporation, Public Works Department, DISCOMs of the state, RTO offices, stamp offices, government offices, collector offices, state government offices, then district health offices, hospitals. If these all enterprises are compulsory audited by chartered accountants, just imagine how much chartered accountants the country will needed in the country will need in near future. So that in that sense, this Udyam registration is also important, because while allotting the audit, the Udyam registration is taken as a document to provide priority allotment of audit for the government enterprises. So friends, you all get, if you have not got yourself registered as Udyam registration, previously Udyog Aadhaar was there, so it was old. Now new Udyam registration has come, so you get yourself. The committee, today we are under the aegis, this webinar is organized under the aegis of the Committee on MSME and Startup. The committee has started an initiative of expression of interest as resource persons with respect to startup, expression of interest as resource persons with respect to MSME. So each one of you are requested to become an ambassador or a faculty or as a resource person in your respective district, in your respective state. As far as our Committee on MSME and Startup is concerned, just join the committee, provide your inputs, guide the institute, guide the committee, take the help of the trainer program of the committee, and become an expert person in your state, your district, your tehsil, your village of MSME committee. As I told you, we are dependent on two ministries of the central government, that is Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs, under which we are doing the traditional area of practice. But versus non-traditional practice or industrial practice, because MSME ecosystem, in my opinion, is a non-traditional area of practice. How much ministries which are providing us professional opportunities, which I think we have not so far analyzed as far as this traditional versus non-traditional or industrial or non-traditional area of practice is concerned. Rightly, Ministry of Micro Small Enterprises is the mother ministry created by the then Prime Minister of India, Atal Bihari Ji Vajpayee, in 2002, when he has been introduced the cabinet or a cabinet ministry in central government, which will take help of, which will cater or which will take the interest in the development of MSME in the country. Ministry of Textile, Roti, Kapda or Makan. We know the three words which was very popular in 1970 to 1980s. So Ministry of Textile, which is headed by our own colleague, CA Piyush Bhai Goyal, it is itself is having number of schemes as far as the Ministry of Textile is concerned. Ministry of Commerce and Industries, Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, which is again headed by our own colleague Piyush Ji Goyal. The name itself suggests Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Huge opportunities are available from this ministry. Huge opportunities. Like we are getting our professional opportunities from Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Corporate Affairs, micro, small and enterprises, no doubt 100%. This ministry is creating, formalizing policies for the overall development of micro, small and medium enterprises. Ministry of Textile, I think today only or a day, second PLI scheme, 4,000 crore is going to be implemented by the Ministry of Textile. 65 projects having subsidy, having capex of 19,000 crore, 19,000 crore rupees has been approved for 65 projects by the Ministry of Textile in the country. Where these projects are going to be established? In Andhra Pradesh, in Telangana, in Maharashtra, in Uttar Pradesh, in Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat. 15 projects are coming in the state of Gujarat under production linked incentive schemes of the Ministry of Textile. So this will indirectly create a professional opportunities for us. Ministry of Commerce and Industry, as I told you, whether it is a small scale, ultra mega prestigious project or large scale industry, the policies and formulated by the Ministry of Commerce and Industries, all the district industry center, as there are GST offices, as there are income tax offices in each district of the country. Similarly, there are district industry centers all over India. And these district industry centers, though controlled by central government, the policies are formulated by the Ministry of Commerce and Industries at central level as a central government department. Ministry of Food Processing Industry, Roti, Kapda or Makan, Ministry of Food Processing Industry. There is a separate building in New Delhi that is known as MOFI, Ministry of Food Processing Industries, which is having Kisan Sampada Yojana as a flagship scheme, Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana as a flagship scheme of the Ministry of Food Processing Industry. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, that is fossil fuel, solar power, wind power, hydro power, what type of whatever green energy. So this Ministry of New and Renewable Energy is providing number of schemes for the manufacture of green energy in the country. Ministry of Electronics, Information and Technology, Digital India, Ease of Doing Business. Shri Ashwini Vaishnav is the present Cabinet Minister of Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. The central government has come out with a semiconductor manufacturing policy scheme. Ministry of Information Technology has come out with a PLI scheme, production linked incentive scheme for technology, information technology, digital movement in the country. Ministry of Heavy Industries, the name itself suggests Ministries of Heavy Industries, central PSUs, state PSUs, public sector enterprises and heavy industries are governed under this Ministry of Industry. After all these ministries which is in front of you are ultimately providing professional opportunities to we practicing chartered accountant. We have to watch on the policies declared by these ministries, unfold the policies, learn, unlearn, and relearn the policies declared by this ministry, analyze the policies declared by this ministry, and implement those policies, find the clients, whether he is an existing clients or an upcoming or a new clients who is interested in establishing his manufacturing unit in the country, how these policies declared by these respective ministries can be implemented, and a client will be guided to establish a particular type of unit can be done can be guided by we practicing CA if we are aware about these MSME policies or the policies declared by this ministry. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmer Welfare. The biggest allocation made by central government for the benefit of agriculturists in the country is in the form of MG Narega or various subsidy schemes declared by central government for the agriculture and farmers welfare schemes. Then you will ask me, sir, what is the role of chartered accountants? MG Narega, 65,000 crore rupees is expended by the government of India under MG Narega. Who is doing the concurrent audit? Who is doing the accounting? Who is doing the auditing? Who is doing the spot inspection? Who is doing the post implementation due diligence of the expenditure done by Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare under MG Narega. Hence, there are immense opportunities available by each and every ministries of the country. So, in just dependence on two ministries in traditional practice, I am not underestimating the traditional practice. I am just enlightening the participants today, those who are interested, those who want to make value additions, those who want to enter into new area of practice, which is, in my opinion, is an industrial practice or non-traditional area of practice. You name the ministry in central government, there is a schemes, there is opportunities available to we practicing CAs in this MSME sector. Excuse me. What we are doing in traditional practice? In traditional practice, we are guiding to our clients to pay advance tax, to pay GST, to pay RCM, to pay TDS, to pay self-assessment tax, to pay various types of penalties, not to do, allowable, disallowable. And then we are asking our clients to pay our professional fees. But what is happening in traditional, non-traditional area of practice or industrial practice? Suppose a client has come to you and you have guided him to get the subsidy from Ministry of Food Processing Industry of say 2 crore rupees. The client wins by way of getting subsidy as an MSME unit from the Ministry of Food Processing Industry. He will be very happy because it's a win-win situation for the clients. You have created a benefit in the form of cash inflow for the client since he has established the unit of food processing. So altogether different type of practice. The client will be very happy to pay your professional fee in advance because you have earned or you have benefited him by way of granting subsidy or by way of helping him to get the subsidy from various ministries of the central and state government. So this way the traditional and subsidy or industrial practice can be compared. So non-traditional area of practice and traditional area of practice, in my opinion, if a practicing chartered accountant is in non-traditional area of practice or MSME practice, his traditional practice will grow automatically without any efforts. How? Suppose an idea has come in the mind of Mr. A that he want to establish a business, and a CA who is B is an expert in MSME consultancy, and Mr. B has come into MOU with Mr. A who is an entrepreneur that he is going to guide him right from concept to commissioning of the unit, and with the help of CAB, Mr. A has established and his industry has commenced. And with the guidance of Mr. B, who is a practicing CA, Mr. A has got a subsidy from Ministry of Corporate or say Ministry of Food Processing Industry. That what happens? The traditional practice, Mr. A will be so happy with CAB that Mr. B has helped him a lot. So what will happen? Mr. A will tell, please you continue with my tax audit. Please you continue with my corporate audit. Also, you continue with my GST audit. Friends, I am telling you these facts. Since last 31 years, I am in MSME practice. I passed out in 1989, and in 91 onward, I have started doing MSME consultancy in my hometown, which is a very small town in Maharashtra. But what I have found the advantage of this area of practice is that whenever a client comes to us and we guide him in complete ecosystem, right from purchase of land till commencement of project, certain services we are providing as a value-added services in our industrial consultancy, like writing books of accounts during construction period, preparing partnership deed without charging any fee, getting PAN-TAN number without charging any fee, getting GST number without without charging any fee. So what happens? The client thinks that he is not charging me any fee. He is helping me to get my PAN number. He is helping me to get my partnership or private limited company registered. He is doing my GST return filing work, during my construction period. So ultimately what happens? The clients become dependent on you. And what he say, my existing business will remain with my existing CA. But as far as this new industry is concerned, you have helped me right from concept to commissioning of my project. So I request you to please continue with my tax audit, company audit, GST audit, or whatever traditional area of practice is concerned. So the golden word I want to put in front of you is that if you are in non-traditional area of practice, or a partner or a vertical in your office, if you have a senior chartered accountant firm and you have a one practicing CA in your office who is expert in industrial consultancy, or a young chartered accountant who wants to establish first time his practice, if he start his practice with MSME consultancy, in my opinion, or as per my experience, his traditional practice will grow automatically without any efforts. Because when you are in non-traditional area of practice, you are giving birth to industries. हम इंडस्ट्री को जन्म देते हैं. And once we give birth to industry, that industry grows. They make diversification. They make expansions. Sometimes the unit becomes sick, may not be able to continue. Then again we get the opportunities to settle his dues, to dispose of the units, to sell off the assets. And if there is a dispute happens between the partners or between the directors, we can become an arbitrator to help the entrepreneurs to settle their disputes. So in every way, we can help the entrepreneurs, the industrialists in non-traditional area of practice if we are in MSME practice. And automatically our traditional practice will grow without any efforts. You may need number of chartered accountants in your office as your partners. If any 2 or 3 chartered accountants or a vertical is created in your own office to take care of this MSME practice. That's way, who will lose, industry or CA? If you are in MSME, suppose an Mr. A has approached to his own chartered accountant who is expert in MSME, who is expert in traditional practice, income tax return filing में expert था, and he has approached to him, sir मुझे industry लगाना है. He may not be able to guide him properly what type of subsidies are available, what ecosystem is required to establish a unit. Who will lose, industry or CA? The industry. But if a CA is aware of and the entrepreneurs has approached to a proper chartered accountant, nowadays in our area of practice as a practicing CAs, we are expert in particular type of practice. So if you become an expert in MSME practice, there is big opportunities and it will benefit to the industry. Role of MSME committee. The committee established by institute itself is taking numerous efforts. They have started with certificate course on MSME, certificate course on startup. Number of webinars, seminars are organized by the committee. It is our own role how we can update our knowledge, enlarge our knowledge, so that we can become an expert in MSME practice. Role of ICAI. ICAI has done its own role by establishing this committee last year, 2021. Though we are late, but still we have achieved number of milestones in 1 year itself. I think more than 90 webinars, seminars has been organized national level, branch level, regional council level by the committee. Traditional versus non-traditional area of practice, I told you. And the golden word, which I want that each one of you should write down on your table. आपके कांच के नीचे, टेबल के नीचे आप ये लिख के रखो. Industrial practice support traditional practice. If you are in MSME practice, if you are in non-traditional area of practice, if you are in industrial area of practice, your traditional practice will grow automatically without any efforts you have to take. So this way, I have tried to put in front of you the opportunities available in MSME sector. Now we will understand about the opportunities created by central government in development of MSME sector. The initiative taken by the central government, which will provide us opportunities to grow our practice in MSME sector. Only thing we require is to keep our eyes, keep our mind, keep our positive attitude, analyze which type of projects, which type of policies are declared, and how, what role as a practicing CA I can play in the overall growth and overall policy formulation by the central government. India's aim of being 5 trillion economy. You know, the central government has kept a vision of achieving 5 trillion economy. We are at present 2.7 trillion economy by 2019. And now we are expecting by 24-25 that we will achieve 5 trillion economy vision. So what is the vision to achieve 5 trillion economy? How this 5 trillion economy vision will be achieved? By establishing more and more manufacturing units in the country under Make in India mission, Made in India mission, attracting the foreign direct investment in the country, creating a friendly ecosystem for the development of manufacturing enterprises in the country, ease of doing business in the country. So to achieve this 5 trillion economy, the government has come out with a red carpet rather than red tape to investments. Now, as a practicing CA, we have to just think what role, how we can fit ourselves into this 5 trillion economy vision of the government of India. Single window clearance system. Again, sitting right at your own office in the official part of India, you can provide consultancy to the MSME units in the country under India's aim of being 5 trillion economy. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, vocal for local and local for global. What is the vision of the central government? Vocal for local. Buy more and more which is produced locally. And whatever locally you are manufacturing, sell it globally. So indirectly, more and more manufacturing, more and more economical development will happen in the country. With Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, in my opinion, if we find opportunities, number of opportunities are available to we practicing CA by only one mission of the government, that is Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan, vocal for local or local for global. More and more local manufacturing enterprises are establishing in the country. Friends, with this opportunities, how to grab the opportunities, what type of ecosystem is available in the MSME sector. Now I turn to the some central government schemes which are declared by various ministries, the Honorable Pradhan Sevak of our country, I think, which will help us to grow our MSME practice in coming days. National Mission on Edible Oil, that is oil palm. On 18th August 2021, the government of India has come out with 18th August 2021. Cabinet approves implementation of National Mission on Edible Oils, oil palm. You know, by Ukraine and this Russia war, the edible oil prices have soared so high. Why? Because we are not self-sufficient as far as manufacture of edible oil is concerned. We are importer of edible oil, palm oil from Indonesia and Russia and Ukraine. So the government of India has decided to launch a national mission on edible oil, oil palm, and for that the government has come out with a financial outlay of rupees 11,040 crore, out of which 8,844 crore will be the share of government of India. And assistance to seed gardens, especially in Northeast, that Seven Sisters and Andaman and Nicobar regions will be provided by the central government under this National Mission on Edible Oil. So my practicing chartered accountant friends who are listening to me today, we have joined today webinar, and if you are from Northeast or Andaman regions, and if you find any clients in your own area, you can get more and more knowledge from the official website of the ministries about the National Mission on Edible Oils. On 15th August 2021, our Honorable Pradhan Sevak of our country has proclaimed from the Red Fort Gati Shakti scheme, which will provide a holistic approach for infrastructure growth in the country. And the outlay earmarked for this Gati Shakti scheme is 1 lakh crore rupees. 1 lakh crore rupiah Gati Shakti scheme pe government of India is going to incur to create a holistic infrastructure in the country. We are set to present Gati Shakti National Master Plan in the near future. This new initiative worth rupees 100 lakh crore will bring employment opportunities to the youth. Arey Baba, people ko job milega, but what the role we can play as a practicing chartered accountant, we have to understand. What are the type of infrastructure project will be created under this Gati Shakti? Under 5 trillion economy. To achieve this 5 trillion economy, this Gati Shakti scheme has been introduced. Target up to 24-25 for Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, 2 lakh kilometer national highway network. Completion of 5,590 kilometer 4 and 6 lane national highway along coastal areas. So Ministry of Road and Transport Highways will incur 2 lakh kilometer of roads. Now, Ministry of Shipping, that is Sagarmala project of the Ministry of Shipping, Nitinji Gadkari, who is the Cabinet Minister of Shipping, who is the Cabinet Minister of Road Transport and Highway in central government. Target up to 24-25 Ministry of Shipping increase cargo handling capacity 1759 metric ton to 1282 by 2020. 1700 cargo movement. So these are the schemes declared under Road Transport and Ministry of Shipping. You will ask me, what is the role we can play as a practicing chartered accountant? See, अगर 2 लाख किलोमीटर रोड बनेंगे, who is going to construct this road? The contractors. The contractors will need the metal stone. डांबर लगेगा उनको, JCB लगेगा. They will need multiple product to create the highway, cement, steel, labor, ready mix plant. Nowadays, cement roads are constructed. So, when the government is having a mission to create 2 lakh kilometer of national highway, just imagine how much the ripple effect of those initiative of road transport ministries will create in the economy. We just has to imagine what type of construction contracts, what type of manufacturing enterprises, how much contractor will be engaged, who will be filing tender to execute this. They may need the financial support from financial institution for constructing the road. So each way in this ecosystem of creating road and highways by the Ministry of Transport, we have a role to play. We have to keep our eyes. What type of highways are coming from my state, my city, my town, and which type of contractors who are tendering for those. On coastal belt area, those are practicing chartered accountants from coastal area of India, Ministry of Shipping, Ministry of Power, as I told you, Ministry of Renewable and Non-Conventional Energy, Ministry of Power, transmission network from 4,25,000 circuit kilometer to 4,54,000. Transformation capacity 12,03,000 megawatt. So this way, this Ministry of Power is going to create opportunities for we practicing under Gati Shakti plan. 202 fishing harbors, fishing cluster harbors, landing, doubling, Pragati se Gati, Bharat ki Shakti. So this is another PM. So see, we are listening to the Prime Minister from Red Fort, but whatever word, whatever policies he is declaring from Red Fort, we have to analyze, we have to unfold, and we have to remember, and subsequent to his presentation from the Red Fort, we have to see whether those policies are implemented. When the Prime Minister of our country is speaking in public gathering from Red Fort, it is just not a statement. It has to be implemented in practice. And once he has declared the Gati Shakti plan, within 15 days to 20 days, these all initiatives are created by the respective central government ministries. And we as a practicing CAs has to find out the opportunities. PM Gati Shakti Master Plan, a pace of progress target by 24-25, 109 pharma and medical devices clusters will be established under this Gati Shakti plan. 109 Baroda, particularly where medicines, Haridwar, where medicines are manufactured, medical, pharma and medical devices clusters. 90 textile cluster, mega textile park will be established under this Gati Shakti. अरे भाई, अगर textile park आएगा, we will get the opportunity. Units will be established, manufacturing units will come. They will need the help of expert consultant who is in MSME sector or who is an expert in large scale, ultra. It is not only that we are expert in MSME. Once you enter into MSME sector, there is similar opportunities available in large scale sectors also. Gati Shakti scheme, economic zones, Ministry of Food Processing Industry, 197 mega food park and agro processing centers will be established by 24-25. Food processing and preservation capacity, that is cold storages, will be increased from 220 lakh metric ton to 847 lakh metric ton capacity. Food processing and preservation capacity. See the target. Just imagine if a cold storage is coming to your town, what will happen to the horticulture produce? Number of food processing units will come. Value chain development in agro produce and agro clusters. So this Gati Shakti scheme itself is providing the initiative taken by the central government by launching this Gati Shakti plan of 1 lakh crore. I think greater opportunities will come if we are in this MSME or non-traditional area of practice. 1,600 million tons of cargoes in railways and all these things. Just concentrate on this slide. You must have listened on the social media or through newspaper about the National Vehicle Scrappage Policy 2021. We have listened, we have known, okay, the central government has passed a certain policy which is about scrapping the unfit vehicles which has completed 15 years of his life. That vehicle has to be tested by the authorized testing center about their fitness. And if the vehicle finds unfit, it has to be compulsorily scrapped. Beyond that, we have never thought. But in my opinion, as a practicing CA in MSME, a huge professional opportunities has come in front of us if we are in MSME practice. We can help, we can guide, we can educate, we can incubate, we can suggest to our clients to take the license from the ministries of road and highways to establish authorized vehicle scrappage center. Only authorized vehicle scrappage centers is permitted to scrap the unfit vehicles. It is not that all the roadside kadiya or a scrap dealer is permitted to purchase any vehicle and just scrap it as per his will. Because what is important as far as vehicle is concerned, the vehicle registration number, the chassis number and the RTO registration number. That's why only authorized vehicle scrappage center is permitted to scrap the vehicle and issue the end of vehicle life certificate to the owner of the vehicle. Just concentrate on this word, end of vehicle life certificate. That authorized vehicle scrappage center will be given direct access to the RTO website to deregister the vehicle which is registered with the RTO once it is scrapped in the authorized scrappage center. It is expected that by 2030, 30,000 crore business will come under this policy of National Vehicle Scrappage Policy. Because there may be more than 3 to 4 crore vehicles in the country which may be having life more than 15 years or may be unfit to be continued on the road for further operation. So any chartered accountant in the country wherever he is situated, particularly nearby metro cities or a triangle of 2-3 metro cities like Surat, Vadodara, Ahmedabad. It is a very good in between anywhere. If anybody establishes this national vehicle scrappage policy center authorized by the central government, will get great business opportunities. From Mumbai to Surat, anywhere between, great opportunities. Pune, Aurangabad, Nasik, Mumbai, great opportunities. To within 200 kilometer to 100 kilometer radius from 3 or 4 metro cities in Jaipur, in Nagpur, in Delhi, in Calcutta. So you name the metro cities in the country, there is huge opportunities available as far as this National Vehicle Scrappage Policy 2021 is concerned. And I think the government has started giving license to private entrepreneurs to establish scrappage vehicle scrappage centers in the country. I have studied in detail. The investment needed is not more than 10 CR and the land requirement is not more than 5 acres. So this is not a policy. Definitely it is a policy, but it's a great opportunities for we practicing CAs to learn this policy, to analyze this policy, to apply this policy on our existing clients or to our future clients. The Committee on MSME is ready to give opportunity to any practicing chartered accountant from the country if he prepare himself, become an expert in this policy, to be a faculty on this policy, to disseminate the knowledge between our own members, between the business community, because it's a very new policy. So if any members understand this policy, analyze this policy, prepare a PPT on this policy, he is welcome on behalf of Committee on MSME to educate our members how to get the license, what are the benefits available to the unit holders under this National Vehicle Scrappage Policy 2020. So little bit more I have explained on this policy because great opportunities. FAME India scheme phase 2, electric car, electric vehicles, big boost to electric cars. By 2030, it is said that 30 to 40% of the four-wheelers in the country will be on electric cars. So why not we help our clients to get the benefit? Because you name the state in the country. Each and every state government in the country has come out with its own electric vehicle component manufacturing policy. You are not supposed to manufacture the complete car or complete electric vehicle bus. But if you manufacture a single component of electric vehicles, you are eligible to get the benefit of the respective state government or central government by way of subsidy for manufacturing those products. So big boost to electric cars, electric buses in the country, and the FAME 2 policy, faster adoption of manufacturing of electric vehicles. What is the meaning of FAME? FAME, faster adoption and manufacturing of electric vehicles in India, phase 2, FAME India phase 2 scheme. And this scheme is extended up to 31st March 2024. So see, these are very new scheme. You may not be aware about this. You have never thought that we can be part of this scheme. We can help the clients, or by the proclamation, by the declaration of these policies of the central government, there are professional opportunities available to us. But since from last 31 years, I am in this area of practice, I always analyze, I always read the newspaper, I always listen the social media or the TV news to find the opportunities in MSME sector. The government, as I told you, the government has come out with a production linked incentive scheme. You name the sector in the country, there is a scheme declared by central government as far as production linked incentive scheme is concerned. I think there are any questions or any chat and all these things. No chat, no questions. So I should continue with this. Production linked incentive scheme. Electronics technology product, Ministry of Information Technology, 5,000 crore production linked incentive scheme. 5,000 crore will be given in the form of subsidy by the Ministry of Information and Electronics for manufacturing electronics parts, electronic components in the country. Automobiles and auto components, 57,000 crore rupees. Pharmaceutical and drugs, that is medical devices park, 15,000 crore. Mobile manufacturing and electronic components, manufacturing of mobiles in the country, 41,000 crore. Food product, 10,900 crores. Textile, man-made fibers and technical textile, 10,683 crores. I think government has already got a proposal of 6,600 crore under 65 project of scheme 1 under production linked incentive scheme. High efficiency solar PV models, solar power, non-conventional energy, 4,500 crore. White goods, ACs, AP LED bulb, 6,000 crore. Specialty steel, 6,300 crore. Telecom and networking products, 12,000 crore. Manufacture of medical devices, 3,400 crores. Advanced chemistry battery, again car, electric vehicles, 18,100 crores. So this is a wheel which is creating a number of opportunities for we practicing chartered accountant under production linked incentive scheme. I think the committee has arranged one more webinar day after tomorrow, day after today, I think on 23rd, on production linked incentive schemes for electronic and something. So those who are interested to have more knowledge can join that webinar also to find the professional opportunities. Recently, in 2022, the Honorable Finance Minister has declared in her finance budget about the national monetization pipeline. There was so many uproar in the House, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, that the government is going to sell off the assets of the central and state governments. What is national monetization pipeline? Keep apart. We are concerned with the opportunities we may get under this national monetization pipeline. It is a 4-year plan of the central government, and the government is going to monetize the assets of the central and state government by way of leasing the assets to the private enterprises in the country so that they can start their manufacturing units on the idle lands which are available by the central government. So it is expected that 6 lakh crore will be earned in 4 years by monetizing the idle assets of the central government under this national asset monetization pipeline. ठीक है भाई, गवर्नमेंट को 6 लाख करोड़ रुपए मिलेगा. As a practicing CA, what I can get out of this scheme or this project of the central government under national monetization pipeline. The government is expecting to earn 1,60,200 crore from roads by monetizing the roads, railways 1,52,000 crore, power generation 45,000 crore, telecom 35,000 crore, shipping assets so and so. So whenever the government is monetizing its assets, the private entrepreneurs will take those assets on long lease. And it is expected that 50 lakh crore will be expended in the form of capital expenditure by private enterprises on these assets which are monetized by the central government. So huge opportunities will come. More and more capex will be done by the private enterprises in the country. See, sector-wise monetization, the government is expecting to earn 6 lakh crore. 5.96 is the target in 5.96 lakh crore, and in financial year 2022, it is expected that government will earn 88 lakh crore. It has already surpassed, and the government has got 92,000 crore rupees by monetizing the government assets approximately. And by 2023, government is expecting to earn 1,62,000 crore by way of monetizing the assets of the central government. Now, friends, you will ask, Mr. Modi, what role we are to play? See, which are the assets which is government is planning to monetize? Stadium, 11,000 crore, ports, 12,000, aviation, 20,000, warehousing, Food Corporation of India, NABARD, then NAFED. They are now providing opportunities to private players to establish silos on the land owned by Food Corporation of India. I think a month before, the Food Corporation of India has come out with a tender to establish silo near Borivali station in FCI godowns. So ultimately what is happening? They are monetizing the assets of the Food Corporation of India for private players to establish the silo on the government owned land, the government department owned land. So the private player will establish the silo. They will get the rent under bolt system, build, operate and transfer. They will be paid rent on monthly basis, annual basis. Telecom 35,000 crore, urban real estate 15,000 crores, product pipeline others 22,000, natural gas pipeline, the gas which is coming directly to your flat, to your home through the pipeline will now be established by the private players. So 24,400 crores, power generation 39 to 40,000 crore, power transmission, wherever power transmissions lines are established by state power transmission corporation, now the power transmission lines will be, the land will be provided by state or central government, and private player will establish the power transmission line. What will be the benefit? The theft, the leakages in power will be minimized. So 45,000, railway 1,52,000, roads 1,60,000 crore, mining and stadium also. So when the government is planning to earn 6 lakh crore by monetizing the assets, हम लोग न्यूज़पेपर पढ़ते हैं, इकोनॉमिक्स टाइम्स, टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया, फाइनेंशियल एक्सप्रेस, बिजनेस स्टैंडर्ड. But have we taken any concentrations about the government tenders floated for monetizing the assets of the central government? If you carefully read the newspaper of a national importance, you will find number of tenders are nowadays floated to monetize the government assets. And the big four, the big multinational companies, the big corporate houses of the country, they are taking the advantage of this. If any practicing CA from anywhere in the country, if he finds any tender of monetizing the government assets, and if he approaches to his own client who he thinks that he can bid for those tender, it will create a professional opportunities for him to help that client to file a tender for monetizing the government assets. So this asset monetization has created great opportunities for we practicing CAs. So these are roads, rails, power transmission, national gas pipeline, power generation, stadium, airports, mining, 160 coal mining projects, towers of BSNL, MTNL, oil pipeline, 400 railway stations, 150 trains, 26,700 kilometers of highways. So these are the projects target areas of the government. Assets monetization pipeline for 21-22, as I told you, 88,000 crore. The government has already surpassed the target. The government has decided under this assets monetization pipeline to establish the National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. And the bank has already been established. 5,000 crore is the paid up capital of the bank. The very recent development of the central government is National Single Window System, which is declared or which is a dedicated website for national single window systems for investors and businesses. Very important for we MSME practicing CAs. Those who are interested in MSME practice, those who want to do or continue with MSME practice, those who want to enter into MSME practice, they must surf this window, that is National Single Window System for investors. It is not only within the country. Around 14 ministries of the state, around 32 ministries of the central government and 14 state governments has joined this National Single Window System for providing clearances to the prospective entrepreneurs, not only from within country but outside India also. So this platform enables the investors identify and obtain approvals and clearances through online window. Know your approval, applicant dashboard, common registration form, document repository, state registration form, e-commerce, e-communication model. Digital platform streamline approvals, clearance to investor at a point. So anybody we may be sitting in Europe, USA, London, America, Australia, they can file their clearances or they can obtain the land anywhere in the country. If they are interested to purchase a land in Gujarat or Uttar Pradesh, they can make an application to this National Single Window System. The government has come out with a very new and attractive policy, particularly to Himachal, Uttarakhand, or coastal belt of India, that is a sea base of India. That is Ministry of Civil Aviation, Government of India, draft National Air Sports Policy 2022. Air Sports Policy, very new policy of the central government. What type of air sports are covered under this policy? Aerobatics, aero modeling, amateur build, experimental aircraft, drones, ballooning, vintage aircraft, paragliding, hang gliding, paragliding, micro lighting, power mounting, skydiving, jumpy drive. So the government has come out with a draft national air sports policy. So those practicing CA who are from this hilly part of India or coastal belt of India, they can understand this policy. They can guide their clients to take the advantage of this policy. Indian airspace is divided into this and this. Information Technology Ministry, as I told you initially, in addition to the Ministry of Commerce and Ministry of Finance, the Ministry of Information Technology has launched the semiconductor mission, semiconductor policy. You know, there is a short supply of semiconductor auto components in the country. And to meet that shortfall, the government has come out with a 76,000 crore semiconductor policy, giving boost, giving subsidy for manufacturing semiconductors in the country. So the government has come out with a 76,000 crore semiconductor policy under Ministry of Information Technology. Mission Green India, Harit Rasta, Green India Mission. Under this, wherever the highways are created or new 6-lane or 4-lane highways are created, government is providing the tender for Harit Highway Scheme. If you visit the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways, you will find the Mission Green India over there. One Dhana scheme, empowering tribal communities through value additions. That is one Dhana scheme, that whatever is produced in the forest, it has medicinal value, Ayurvedic value. First time it has been given as a scheme which is given the value of a dhan. So one Dhana scheme is another scheme of the central government, particularly in Jharkhand, in Uttaranchal, Uttarakhand, in Himachal Pradesh, in Northeast or Kerala, or in Dang district of Gujarat. This One Dhan scheme can be implemented. That scheme will provide livelihood and manufacture of medicinal plants, value additions in the forest product which are useful to the human beings. That is One Dhan scheme. Friends, in whatever states you are residing, whether it is Andhra Pradesh, whether it is Chhattisgarh, whether it is Delhi, whether it is Goa, Gujarat, Haryana, Himachal, Jammu, Kashmir, Jharkhand, have you focused on the State Industrial Development Corporation of your own state? What role we as a practicing CA can play or help the MSME in getting the land allotted from respective State Industrial Development Corporation? Because the State Industrial Development Corporation, known as state discoms, are the facilitator which create world-class infrastructure ready for establishing the units in their respective states. So I'm just putting in front of you the list of the central, each state industrial development corporation and their website and their email ID. If you choose just to practice in one district industrial development corporation, say Andhra Pradesh Industrial Infrastructure Corporation, as far as Andhra Pradesh is concerned, if any practicing CA from AP, he says that I am an expert in land allocation, land transfer, land succession, amalgamation, division, transfer, succession, whatever, plan approval, charge creation, tri-party agreement, number of allotment of plot, approval of plan, expansion of building, subdivision of plot, amalgamation of plot, number of professional opportunities are available as per as the state industrial development corporations are concerned. We never thought that this can be a professional opportunities for we. See the ecosystem of MSME. Hence, initially I told you, right from land selection, land purchase, till commencement of unit, we practicing CA can help the prospective entrepreneurs at each stage. They need our help. They need the expert guidance. And if we acquaint or get familiar with the policies of the respective state industrial development corporation, we can become facilitator to the promoters of the enterprise, easily getting the land allocated by the respective state discoms. So you name the state in the country: Andhra Pradesh Industrial Development Corporation; Assam Industrial Development Corporation; Chhattisgarh State Industrial Development Corporation; Delhi State Industries and Infrastructure Development Corporation; Goa Industrial Development Corporation; Gujarat GIDC, Gujarat Industrial Development Corporation; Haryana State Industrial and Infrastructure, HSIDC; Himachal Pradesh State Industrial; Jammu and Kashmir State Industrial Development Corporation. Can you imagine? Even in Jammu and Kashmir, which is famous for tourist spot, there is a State Industrial Development Corporation. So anyone from Jammu and Kashmir, now Jammu and Kashmir is giving red carpet treatment for establishing manufacturing enterprises in Jammu, in certain part of the Kashmir Valley also. So Jammu and Kashmir in the State Industrial Development Corporation, Jharkhand Industrial Infrastructure Development Corporation, Karnataka State Industrial Infrastructure, Kerala, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra MIDC, Manipur Mani DCO, Pondicherry PIP DIC, Punjab Invest Punjab Business First, Punjab State Industrial Development Corporation, Rajasthan RICO, Rajasthan State Industrial Development Corporation, TIDCO as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, Uttar Pradesh Udyog Bandhu, West Bengal, Mizoram, Nagaland, Odisha, Sikkim, Telangana, Tripura, Uttarakhand, very difficult state. Even State Infrastructure and Industrial Development Corporation of Uttarakhand, which is having its head office at Dehradun. Any chartered accountant of the country get complete knowledge of all the state discom in the country. You name the state in the country, I am expert, I am aware about the availability of land, the rate at which the land is made available by the respective state industrial development corporation. Just imagine what will be the scope of your practice. Because you can prepare a due diligence report for an entrepreneur who will approach to you and say, sir, मुझे एक 100 करोड़ का project लगाना है. Where I should establish my project, where the land is easily available, which is the state which is offering maximum subsidy if I establish my unit in respective state. So enlarge your knowledge about the state industrial development corporations. Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India, another ministry of the central government. And what are the schemes of the ministry? MG Narega, this word workers, PMAGY, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, National Rural NRLM, PMGSY, Prime Minister Gram Sadak Yojana, NSAP, SAGY, Mission Antodaya, Urban SPMLR. So these are the various schemes and these are the numbers of units which are completed. Huge opportunities. Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. Just see the number values. Who is doing audit? Who is doing inspection? Who is taking stock audit? What type of assets are created under this MG Narega? Huge role we can play. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin, Devika Deen Dayal Antoday Yojana, National Rural Livelihood Mission, Food for All, Midday Meal Scheme, the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, PMGSY, the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana, National Social Assistance Program, Sansad Adarsh Gram Yojana, Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gramin Kaushalya Vikas Yojana, Mission Antodaya, Shama Prasad Mukherjee Rural Urban Schemes. So, see, whatever schemes are declared by central government is associated with money. And wherever the finance is concerned, we practicing chartered accountant has great role to play. That's why I am telling you, this non-traditional area of practice, untapped area of practice, sunrise area of practice, never thought of area of practice is emerging as a new field of practice, particularly for new chartered accountants, if they can devote their time. As I told you, Ministry of Textile, Government of India is having number of textile schemes as far as development of textile sector in the country is concerned. There is another scheme, technical textile, which is the future of India, and the technical textile covers the agrotech, build tech, cloth tech, geotech, home tech, intech, meditech, mobile tech, ecotech, pack tech, pro tech, sport tech, defense. So whatever this meditech, what is this PPE kit and scarf, mask on our face? It is nothing but a technical textile. So Ministry of India, Ministry of Textile, Government of India is offering subsidy for establishing textile manufacturing unit in the country. The Government of India has announced a mega investment textile Mitra scheme. Mega investment textile park Mitra scheme, textile mega schemes. Aspirational district, there are around 130 districts which are declared by central government as an aspirational district. Huge opportunities available, ease of doing business ranking, national industrial corridor projects. There are 11 industrial corridors which are passing from in India. Amritsar to Kolkata, Kolkata to Visakhapatnam, Visakhapatnam to Chennai, Chennai to Bengaluru, Bengaluru to Kochi, Bengaluru to Mumbai, Bengaluru to Hyderabad, Hyderabad to Warangal, Hyderabad to Nagpur, Nagpur to Delhi, and DMIC, Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor. These are dedicated industrial corridor where world-class infrastructure is created by central government for establishing manufacturing units in this area. If one chartered accountant who are listening to me today through this webinar devote his 1 month of time understanding, learning of this National Industrial Corridor project of the central government, and they're practicing in those industrial corridors, as an expert person, his area of practice, his future of practice will be altogether different as far as this National Industrial Corridor project is concerned. Sagarmala project, another flagship project of the central government. India has got 7,516 kilometer coastal area right from Somnath to Ganga Sagar in West Bengal. So coast-based industries, cold storages for meat and fish is the future. So those of you practicing CA who are from this coastal belt of India, they can take the advantage of Sagarmala projects. Food processing industries, I told you, central government Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana, mega food park, cold chain, agro processing clusters and all these things. Pradhan Mantri Kisan Sampada Yojana. These are the various schemes of Ministry of Food Processing Industry under Kisan Sampada Yojana. And this scheme is still going on. That is formalization of micro food processing enterprises and scheme. Smallest to smallest village of the country can take the advantage of vocal for local and local for global under this scheme of PM FME scheme. Atmanirbhar Bharat. National Horticulture Board is providing subsidy for establishing cold storages in the country. Under Gati Shakti scheme, perishable commodities has to be stored. So cold storage is providing subsidy at the rate of 35% of the capital in general area and 50% in hilly area. Section 35 AD Income Tax Act. SFSC Venture Capital Assistance for agro processing industries, which is interest-free loan from Delhi. SFAC, farmer producer companies. We have listened that our finance minister has kept a target of establishing 10,000 farmer producer company. As a practicing CA, हम लोग सोचेंगे चलो कंपनी फॉर्मेशन का काम मिलेगा. But as an MSME consultant, there are two schemes for farmer producer company: equity grant and credit guarantee fund scheme for farmer producer company. Again, professional opportunities. Friends, agriculture marketing infrastructure scheme, AMI, NABARD for godowns. Agriculture infrastructure fund scheme, 1 lakh crore, 3% interest subvention for agro and food processing industries up to 2 crore of rupees. 1 lakh crore is earmarked by the central government under agriculture infrastructure fund schemes. Your clients can get the advantage of 3% interest subvention. Friends, I have a number of schemes to put in front of you. The only object of today's webinar is to put in front of you the opportunities available through central and state government schemes and central and state government programs about the professional opportunities we can get from these various schemes, which so far we have never thought can be a professional opportunities for we practicing CA. So I thanks to the Committee on MSME and Startup for giving me this opportunity. Though I am not feeling well, I have tried to, my slides have not been completed because the topic is huge. I can speak 4 hours on various opportunities, 5 hours on various opportunities. But I thanks to the committee, to all the participants for having patience hearing over to the headquarters at New Delhi MSME committee.
Sir, some questions are there in the chat box.
Can you read, sir? Because I am not getting in chat box. No, I am chat box. No messages are there, sir.
What MSME benefits are available to an entity willing to establish a manufacturing unit of plywoods and other allied products?
See, it depends upon the location where you are establishing. Central government is not providing any benefit for plywood because it is discouraging wood cutting. But as far as state government is concerned, as far as I can tell you, as far as Maharashtra is concerned, the subsidy is available 100% of the project cost to 30% of the project cost, subject to location of the project.
What are the opportunities in MSME for newly practiced chartered accountants?
जितना मैंने आपको आपके सामने अभी रखा है, these are all opportunities. Just keep your eye open, understand the policy, unfold the government policies, find the opportunities. So far I have discussed in front of you. Understand the state industrial policies of your own state. Huge opportunities are available, sir. Huge opportunities. You can
Whether a
become-
trade wholesaler or retailer comes under MSME classification.
Provided subject to certain conditions, even traders are nowadays given Udyam registration, but traders are not eligible to get the subsidy. Only manufacturing enterprises are eligible to get the subsidy. Certain traders are eligible to get the Udyam registration, not all the traders.
If we pay the vendors beyond 45 days and take confirmation from the vendor that they will not charge any interest, whether still we need to provide interest in our BS.
That is MSME Samadhan scheme. I think you have to understand that there is a separate topic on this. Expert person will keep, but it is as per as MSMED Act is concerned, it is compulsory by MSME Act that 45 days condition is prescribed. Though you have mutual understanding that you are ready to accept the money beyond 45 days, but if the case goes to MSME Samadhan, then interest payment is compulsory. Because the Act cannot supersede your personal dealing. The Act itself is a binding on all transactions of MSME.
Sir, we are thankful to you for enlightening us with the professional opportunity for chartered accountants in MSME. And we hope for many more sessions in near future.
It will be my pleasure.
And with this, we conclude the session, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you all the participants.